The first thing the man does after his rebirth is rush to the rock in front of him and stare blankly at it. Soon enough, a wormhole will appear on this very rock. When the wormhole forms, powerful magic will pour out, forcibly awakening human bodies and granting them incredible talents. But even after waiting day and night, the man sees no sign of the wormhole. This makes the former strongest warrior of humanity grit his teeth. How can he save 8 billion people now? Not long ago, the Demon King led countless alien beasts to attack Earth. With just one strike, the Demon King wiped out all of humanity. Witnessing this, the 9 strongest warriors of humanity knew they alone could not defeat the Demon King. So a young woman took out the time reversal stone and said, "I obtained this by chance. The power within this stone can grant its user one chance at rebirth, but it can only be used on one person." After much deliberation, they resolutely entrusted me with the mission of saving 8 billion lives. They believed in me because I had achieved the unprecedented feat of becoming humanity's strongest in just a few years. I clenched my jaw, tears of frustration streaming down my face. I said firmly, "Leave it to me. I hope in the next life we can all share drinks and laughter together." A flash of light, and I successfully traveled back to 7 months before the apocalypse. I quickly stand up, clenching my fists. Perfect. I've returned to the ideal time. 7 months until the end. Before then, I must strengthen this weak body and prepare supplies to survive the apocalypse. I remove my jacket. The fate of 8 billion people rests in my hands. I cannot slack off for even a moment. This time, I will awaken my abilities when the apocalypse first strikes. Before that, I must condition my body to the perfect state for awakening. 7 months later, at Behan Mountain. Soon, the wormhole will appear right here. I clench my fists. Though my current physical condition is far from my peak, I have at least reached the minimum threshold. In 1 minute, the wormhole will appear on that rock ahead. When it forms, powerful magic will pour out, forcibly awakening human bodies and granting them extraordinary talents. I grip the steel pipe tightly. However, the real challenge will be dealing with the alien scouting party that emerges with the wormhole. The scouting party consists mainly of giant ants and 4-legged cockroaches. At my peak, handling them was easy. But for newly awakened hunters, even 5 or 6 people working together might not kill a single one. However, I have combat experience from fighting them before. That should be enough. The wormhole is about to open. I must focus all my attention on the coming battle. My entire body tenses as I watch the rock. This is it. The wormhole is opening. But after 2.5 minutes pass, there is still no sign of it opening. This confuses me deeply. I can only exhale and smile bitterly. Perhaps there's a few minutes of error. Just wait a bit longer and it will open. Night falls, followed by rain. I drop to my knees in fury. Damn it, 10 hours have passed. Why hasn't the wormhole appeared? What is going on? I suspect I must have miscalculated the date. Tomorrow. I'll come back tomorrow. It will definitely open tomorrow. But as the second day passes, then a week, elderly passersby ask, "Young man, what are you doing here?" Another elder responds, "Let's go." He seems like a lunatic. Meanwhile, I remain there on my knees, haggard and dazed. Another month passes. Tourists start saying, "If you don't visit Behan Mountain and take a photo with the waiting rock uncle, you've lived in vain." 6 more months pass without any sign of the wormhole. Television stations rush to report, a Taoist has been meditating at Behan Mountain for 6 months. Parents with children taking exams flock here to make wishes. Watching the news, his sister says in confusion, "Mom, isn't that Doyuk?" His mother is equally shocked. "That brat? What is he doing there? 6 months without coming home. Has he really become a Taoist?" The entire world remains eerily calm. His mother speaks to his father on the phone. "Honey, I found Doyuk. That brat has become a Taoist on the mountain." Under his parents' persuasion, the savior Lee Doyuk finally ends his long wait. 3 months later, I return to a normal life, carrying water at construction sites and working as a laborer. Back then, during my hunter career, I earned countless titles. I clench my fist. Among them was the savior. Yet here I am, once so glorious, now reduced to an ordinary laborer. How can I face my former comrades? In any case, over the past 6 months, no matter how long I waited, war never broke out. Neither alien races nor superpowered awakened appeared, as if they never existed in this world at all. Eventually, I must admit this is not the Earth I knew. Though parallel world theories are popular now, who would have thought such a thing could happen to me? For this world, the absence of apocalyptic war is a good thing. Though I earned the title of strongest warrior after years of effort, all that work has gone to waste. I look up at the sky. Actually, this is not so bad. At least I can enjoy some peace and live an ordinary life. Just then, a notification sound from my phone interrupts my thoughts. I pull out my phone in confusion. The message clearly states that my loan payment is due at the end of the month, and to my horror, there is more than one loan notification. Dejected, I can only return home. The moment I sit down, my sister Lee Jian confronts me. "Doyuk, what have you been doing out there lately? You unemployed wanderer running around everywhere all the time? And starting a year ago with those gas masks, you keep buying weird things for the house. Have you been brainwashed by some criminal organization?" Jian continues angrily. "A year ago, you suddenly moved out of your study room, claiming the world was ending, and moved tens of millions of won worth of stuff into the underground storage. Do you know how worried Mom and Dad were?" I reply helplessly. I didn't expect that this world wouldn't be destroyed at all. Back then, Lee Doyuk and his companions had planned this. He said, "Don't worry about it too much, just go borrow money from anyone. Borrow as much as you can, then prepare for war." I asked what the plan was after that. He said, "What's the point of planning for afterwards?" He grinned wickedly. "Once the apocalypse hits, the whole world will be done for. Who would bother chasing you for debts?" But what he didn't know was that the world never ended, might never end, and will likely remain peaceful forever. I choke out. In other words, I can't escape any of the money I borrowed. Jian responds irritably, oh please, now you're playing the victim. Seeing that I work day and night to repay debts and do grueling labor work, Jian suggests, why don't you help me with my streams? I'll pay you, I ask in confusion. You mean that thing where you put weird equipment on your head and stream? Jian replies, I'm streaming a 2-player game this time and need someone. Help me out, Doyuk, I question myself. But I've never played this kind of game before. Jian counters, aren't you good at physical activities? You'll pick up the game controls quickly. Besides, I can't find anyone else to help me right now. I stand up and chuckle. Come on, how much can people possibly donate to your gaming streams? Jian says slowly, 15 million won. My eyes widen in shock. What? Streaming makes that much money? Jian hold up her phone ecstatically. I've only been streaming for a few months and make 15 million a month. I'll split my earnings with you 50-50. I respond in amazement. Jian, turn off that natural streaming talent of yours. It's blinding my titanium eyes. And just like that, Lee Doyuk goes from savior to his sister's assistant in seconds. Jian reminds me, Doyuk, are you ready? We're starting. I respond, ready boss. Begin your gaming stream, Jian says excitedly. Let's begin. VR activate. Amidst a series of data connection sounds, Jian and I successfully enter the game instance. It Kills 2 is a game about collecting items and fighting monsters. Welcome players to the extremely difficult horror world of It Kills 2. This game is known as the Newbie Graveyard, an ultra-high difficulty combat adventure horror game. Please prepare yourselves. The game is about to begin. In the live stream chat, viewers comment as Jian clutches my arm. Doyuk, walk with me. I'm too scared to go in first. A viewer comments, is this really scary? I could sleep soundly in a house like this. Jian trembles. Doyuk, slow down. Walk slower. They slowly enter the house. I say, I'll go a bit slower. Just follow me carefully. Then I gently place my foot on the step. Suddenly a panel appears before me, displaying text that reads, after receiving a letter from my ex-wife, I came with my current wife to the house where my ex-wife disappeared. Jian hides behind me and notices I'm standing completely still. She grows frightened. Doyuk, has something appeared? With a wave of my hand, I dismiss and delete the system panel. Seeing this, Jian erupts in anger, grabbing my hair. How could you skip the tutorial? I scratch my head sheepishly. Sorry, I just felt something was blocking me, so without thinking I just, haha. Jian grits her teeth. Ugh, forget it. My mistake for trusting a newbie. Jian turns to the viewers and acts cute. Big brothers, give me some hints. I started the game without reading a guide, Jian says gratefully. Okay, find flashbangs and run when you see the boss. Meanwhile, I have no idea viewers are giving advice. I dive straight into realistic mode, exploring this haunted house. Jian watches in confusion and surprise. Even the viewers outside are baffled. Jian angrily pins me against the wall. Hey, you maniac, what are you doing now? Why are you doing this to me? I immediately explain, nothing. I just saw the door was open, so I touched the doorknob, and then another weird thing popped up. Jian shouts in despair, we were about to get over 1 million in donations and you ruined everything. I can only stand there helplessly like a child who has done something wrong. The next moment, a system panel pops up. Lip Saiku donated 1 million won and set a mission. Chu Watcher donated 500,000 won and set a mission. The mood shifts instantly. Jian says, Lipsiku and Chu Watcher, our generous patrons have given orders. I respond firmly, yes, boss. The setbacks we face are nothing. I push open the door of the haunted mansion with utmost seriousness. The moment the door opens, a hanging corpse suddenly appears before us. This transforms my timid sister from courageous to terrified in an instant. She immediately hides behind me and screams, ah, a ghost! We follow the viewer's suggestions. Jian hides behind me. Doyuk, you do it. I'm too scared. I find an axe and a pistol on the corpse. I toss the pistol to Jian. She says fearfully, Doyuk, I'm not very good with guns. I point at the axe. Are you good with axes then? You have to just chop right down? Jian laughs awkwardly and turns away. No need. Actually, my dream is to be a sharpshooter who never misses. The next moment, several monsters lunge toward Jian and me. Seeing this, Jian's entire body jolts in shock. The frightened Jian covers her head and runs to the side, screaming. I pick up the axe and engage the monsters in combat. Finding an opening, I fiercely cleave one monster in half. Seeing their companion split in two, the other monsters begin to growl. I grab the severed limb of the fallen monster and shove it into the growling monster's mouth. Viewers on the side flood the chat in amazement. Standing on the monster's corpse, I watch the creatures counter-attacking toward me. I grit my teeth and charge explosively with the axe toward the 3 monsters. The monsters growl menacingly, intent on tearing the human before them to shreds. But in quick succession, I instantly split the counter-attacking monsters in half. Viewers watch me dispatch the monsters so smoothly and flood the chat. With the monster corpse behind me, I exhale deeply. I turn around with a chilling expression. Jian, were you scared? The terrified Jian doesn't care and pulls the trigger aimed at my forehead, landing a perfect headshot. With a thud, I collapse. Jian panics. Ah, Doyuk, I'm so sorry. My hand slipped. Middle school soldier maiden donates 1,001, laughing. What did I just witness? Ha ha ha. At this moment, in an apartment, absolutely ridiculous. He took down the neck stranglers so easily. When I was figuring out realistic difficulty, I could kill 2 neck stranglers at most. Black Oak says reluctantly, he killed 4 neck stranglers instantly with just an axe. Wait, what's his name? Meanwhile, due to Jian's mistake just now, we restart this instance mission. Jian consoles me softly. Doyuk, I'm really sorry. That was truly my mistake. I'm so angry that veins bulge on my forehead and my face darkens. I respond reassuringly, it's okay, Jian. That was my fault. I grit my teeth and jab Jian's forehead. I should never have given a gun to a blockhead like you, Jian says. I already apologized. I'll do better next time. I turn away. Someone like you doesn't deserve a second chance. Just follow me. Let's make this quick, Jian retorts defiantly. Okay, fine. Let's see how well you do without my help. This time, I carried Jian and smoothly dispatched the 4 next stranglers in an instant. Jian watches the scene before her in disbelief. I say slowly, see? Handling them alone is more than enough for me. So to smoothly clear the next chapter, let's divide the work from now on. Jian's mouth falls open in shock. Divide the work? I'll handle shooting, close, combat, collecting items, and scouting. Jian asks, what about me? What do I need to do? I respond with dissatisfaction. You just need to keep your mouth shut and silently cheer me on, okay? Jian yelps in frustration. How awful. This is my game. How can you make me just cheer? I close my ears and prepare to open the next door. We're going in. I open this door and discover massive monsters sitting right in the center of the entrance. Seeing humans intruding, the monster emits a heavy growl from its mouth. Jian sees the monster charging and, in fear, shoves me toward it. The monster opens its mouth furiously and swings its fist down. Jian's shove throws me off balance and I can't find my footing. I curse, you damned girl. Viewers speak up for me. Jian apologizes repeatedly. I'm so sorry, Doyuk. I was too scared and nervous. Viewers on the side speak up for me. Using agile movement, I slide tackle to evade the monster's full force punch. With a sweeping kick, I knock out the monster's supporting leg. Without support, the monster falls face first to the ground. Seizing the opportunity, I leap up and jump onto the monster's back. I raise the axe. Compared to the era I once lived in, fighting monsters of this level is as easy as chewing gum. The axe strikes directly on the monster's head. Even the watching viewers flood the chat. Brute feels the human attacking its head and reaches out to grab this creature, causing trouble on top. Viewers comment, a weapon like that shouldn't be able to penetrate its muscles. I shout, if this doesn't kill it. I shift my entire body weight to my feet and use all my strength to stomp on the axe embedded in the monster's body. This strike makes the monster open its mouth wide and let out a terrible scream. The penetrating force shatters the ground into pieces. Jian watches this scene from the side, frozen in shock and panic. Lip Zaiku is equally astonished watching this and immediately donates 1,001. Simply incredible. Jian's mouth hangs wide open. She never expected Doyuk to be this powerful, defeating the first floor boss in one move. Viewers also type messages in the chat. Seeing the chat, I look confused. What? I thought it was easy. Viewers question, this isn't a newbie. Clearly an expert, Jian sees the skeptical comments and quickly responds, no, Doyuk really is a newbie. I'm not lying. But viewers don't believe it. We need to see the status window. I open my status window for viewers to see. Only now do they believe I'm a newbie. But someone immediately raises a question. Wait, what's up with his stats? That's insane. Stats of 134? They say stats around 125 are professional player level. Supposedly 140 is the human limit. The world record holder stats are like 147. I look at the chat comments, utterly bewildered. Look at his detailed stats. Holy cow, all his abilities are in the top 0.01%. Are you a robot? I think confidently the training I did to prepare for the apocalypse actually comes in handy here. My efforts weren't in vain. Jian's thoughts go deeper. She thinks tearfully, what did those bad people do to Dohyuk that made him train his body this intensely? Jian covers her face and cries, were you eating properly over there? I'll definitely treat you better from now on. I look completely confused. Jian, what's wrong? Are you upset because people are questioning Dohyuk? Then someone named Black Oak donates 10,001 and says, the streamer is impressive, very skilled. Jian is equally incredulous. Black Oak? Is it really Black Oak? Other viewers ask, who is Black Oak? Someone immediately responds, he's the first player to unlock the game's hidden route. I ask in confusion, hidden route? Viewers explain, Brute's original purpose is to capture players and introduce the next story. Black Oak was the first to kill Brute and unlock the hidden route, but he collected all the weapons and took 7 attempts to clear it. Ha ha ha. I can't help but think 7 times? Well, not everyone is good at this game. For someone not skilled at gaming, taking 7 tries to clear it seems pretty normal. Viewers chuckle. He just called Black Oak bad. Axeboy Dohyuk definitely has the right to say that. Black Oak's face darkens. Not skilled at gaming? Ha ha ha. Anyway, not only is this his first time playing this game, it's his first time experiencing VR. Someone like that killing Brute with just an axe is truly powerful. Black Oak types on the keyboard. I plan to watch for a bit then close the stream, but looks like I need to create some entertainment. Black Oak then donates 10,001. Can I issue another mission? I want to restream your broadcast and ride the hype. GN asks in confusion, what kind of mission do you need us to do? Black Oak donates 1,000,001 and issues a mission. Don't use any weapons. Only use the axe to clear the game. Black Oak adds, I won't illegally restream. GN jumps up excitedly while I give a thumbs up behind her. 1 million. Viewers comment, really making the streamer clear with only an axe? Brute aside, fighting bosses with just an axe too? Isn't Oak being a bit excessive? Humanoid monsters are fine, but how do you fight bosses? Isn't this just making the streamer give up? Looks like this donation won't be spent. Black Oak chuckles lightly. True, only letting him use an axe is a bit excessive. A shovel or chainsaw would work too, but surprises always come quickly. While Black Oak is modifying the mission items, I directly click to complete the mission myself, meaning I must clear it with just the axe. Jian responds angrily. Dohyuk, what are you doing? I look innocent. How do I put this? I clicked wrong. I meant to click accept mission but ended up clicking complete mission too. I scoop up Jian. In that case, we must complete this mission. Jian says, Do-yuk, don't run so fast. The second level boss is a massive monster, but its right hand is a chainsaw, even battle-hardened black oak size. Even just lightly grazing its chainsaw arm will put players in critical condition. Its damage is absurdly high, and its attack patterns are unpredictable. So other players use paralysis rounds to stun it, draw aggro, then the other player attacks its weak points. Repeatedly attacking and drawing aggro this way to kill Eglin is the official game strategy and the reason duo teams are required to clear it, but I don't think that much. I slide tackle forward and strike directly at the monster's ankle. This makes the chainsaw monster howl in agonizing pain. I say puzzled. Official strategy? There's no such thing. Back when I fought monsters, if I had no weapons, I'd fight even with my teeth. If there's no way, use every means to find a way. Among all hunters, I was the best at fighting monsters. Looking at the chainsaw right before me, I'm not fazed at all. Though VR games have only existed for 5 years with official strategies, compared to my 20 years of combat experience, they're nothing. The instant the chainsaw monster strikes down, I dodge at the last possible moment. When facing fast monsters, I dodge the monster's attack and swiftly strike horizontally at its thigh, severing its source of speed. Its velocity decreases visibly. This way, the monster loses both balance and speed. Finally, the instant the monster lies on the ground, aim for the humanoid monster's weak point, its neck, and strike with full force. I charge explosively toward the monster that hasn't yet stood up. With a clang, my full force strike lands on the monster's arm. This takes me completely by surprise. I didn't expect the monster's agility to be this high. When I aimed for its weak point, it could react instantly. What follows immediately is the monster's fury. As it blocks my attack, its chainsaw swings toward my face. Jian, watching from the side, sees the monster's chainsaw about to reach my head and shouts, Do-yuk, dodge quickly, or its chainsaw will saw you in half. Just as the chainsaw monster is about to cut my body in half, I spin and jump, successfully evading this dangerous attack. As I land, I channel power into both legs. With a crash, I completely destroy its chainsaw. From viewer explanations, I learned that the key to defeating Eglin is not its attack. Once you destroy its chainsaw, its defense increases. The monster's body visibly bulges with veins. I grit my teeth. If its defense gets stronger, I'll increase my attack power and break through its defense directly. I lock onto the target and stomp hard on the ground, aiming at the monster's weak point. I charge explosively from the chainsaw position. This strike not only breaks through the monster's defense but also severs the arm protecting its weak point. The monster's head and arm fly off together. I maintain a fierce expression. Clearly, this strike didn't require my full strength. I merely concentrated power in my legs and arms, released it forcefully to break through its defense, and delivered a fatal blow. 2 loud crashes follow. One is the monster hitting the ground. The other is me using too much force and being unable to control the momentum, crashing into the wall. I pry myself from the wall, then turn around and say, this monster was indeed somewhat difficult to handle. Jian beams with joy. Do-yuk, we won. What a beautiful fight. I'm in total awe of you. Viewers comment, impressed. The streamer's words after that fatal strike are so modest. Do-yuk Chu donates and says, how did you do that? I respond casually. You mean that monster just now? It was easier to kill than I expected. Its feet are the pivot of its entire body. Just figure out the direction of the feet and the movement trajectory of the muscles. Aim at the thigh that's momentarily still from gathering power, then attack to slow it down. Additionally, before launching an attack, if you can analyze the direction of shoulder and arm muscles, you can predict the timing and direction of attacks. Then it's like what I just did, continuously dodging and finally delivering a fatal blow to Eglin. Viewers say, big brother, only you can perform this operation. I chuckle. Oh no, this is quite simple. Viewers respond admiringly, if I were like you, I should be able to dodge bullets. I raise the axe to teach. Dodging bullets is even simpler. Because the bullet trajectory is straight, just watch the gun barrel direction and dodge. If you can't dodge, use the axe to defend. Viewers respond, even with such detailed instruction, I still can't do it. While I'm enthusiastically teaching the stream viewers, Jian discovers a passage and tells me, Do-yuk, there's a path here that goes directly down. It should be the next boss room. Viewers comment, is it finally starting? I can't wait to see the streamer dominate. I explain while walking. Time is running short, everyone. I'll explain the detailed operations as we go, Jian says from the side. Do-yuk, wait, look. I found an axe here. Looking at the dual axes in my hands, I say, I once killed many monsters with dual axes. Do you believe it? Jian responds in surprise. I don't know if what you're saying is true, but there are definitely many monsters behind you. I turn around and see hordes of zombies attacking toward me, and they were advanced zombies with significantly increased attack and speed. With a clang, the zombie easily catches my axe attack with its hand. Seeing that fighting method doesn't work, I switch combat styles. I attack the zombies' necks. Each strike is like cutting vegetables. One axe swing and the zombie head separates from the body. Viewers comment, this is insane. Are advanced zombies made of tofu? They're killed so easily. I teach while fighting. Dealing with these monsters isn't as hard as you think. See my operation just now? Dodge quickly like this, then mobilize all your body strength to aim at the zombie's weak point. Their weak point is the neck. Like this, with a snap, the head separates easily from the body. Viewers comment, you make it sound so simple. When I play the game, the one getting cut isn't the zombie but me. I'm surrounded by dozens of zombies, but I'm not affected. I continue killing one zombie per axe swing with ease. Viewers on the side can't help but worry. So many zombies rushing in all at once. Even Do-yuk might have trouble handling this. course. I grit my teeth and say, then I'll push harder and eliminate all the zombies in the shortest time possible. I hold both axes horizontally and execute the whirlwind assault technique with full force. In just an instant, the zombies surrounding me are all beheaded by my whirlwind slash, leaving only a few barely clinging to life. I don't give them any chance to survive and eliminate all the remaining zombies. Viewers comment, just like a real whirlwind, so terrifying. Spin, whirlwind boy. After dealing with all the zombies, I stop the whirlwind slash technique, but the after effect of this move is dizziness after finishing. I crouch by the wall and start vomiting. Viewers comment, even whirlwinds get dizzy? Don't be like horror games. Haven't you watched Valhalla Rebirth? I wipe my mouth and look at the chat in confusion. What? Valhalla Rebirth? Is that another game? Jian runs over excitedly. Do-hyuk, look quickly. I found clues about the serum. I respond, clues? Jian opens the notebook. Though the bloodstains have spread and the words are hard to read, the manual says that the culprit behind the appearance of neck stranglers, zombies, and other mutants is some kind of mutation virus. Before we came in, did you see the trailer near the mansion? The notes say the vehicle has serum that can counter the mutation virus. Jian snaps the notebook shut. We just need to find the serum and spray it once with the mansion's sprinkler system. Once the mutants come in contact with the serum, their stats will collectively weaken. Viewers explain. Without the serum, starting from the next boss, the game becomes hell difficulty. I look at the chat comments skeptically. Really? Is it that exaggerated? I don't feel it will be that difficult. Why don't we just challenge it directly? Viewers respond, worthy of being Do-hyuk, full of confidence. If it's you, it might really not be that difficult. Jian responds angrily. Why? What if we fail? I sigh. Because going back to find the serum is too troublesome. The next moment, Black Oak donates. Worthy of you, bold. Take down the next boss without serum. Go, 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 let's go. Jian and I clasp our hands eagerly. Worthy of being a big shot. Since it's Black Oak's wish, we must complete it. Viewers comment, here we go again. Slaves to money, bowing at money's feet. Jian and I say in confusion. The door on the ground opened. Looks like we need to go down. I immediately carry Jian on my back and jump down. After successfully landing, we discover this is a sewer emitting a foul odor. Jian looks around. What's this smell? So disgusting. I suddenly remember the old days when everyone lived in sewers to avoid alien races. Jian sees a rat run past and shouts, there's a rat! A rat! I look excited. Wow, sewer rats. Soup made from them tastes especially good. The flavor is simply exquisite. Suddenly, several giant rats emerge from a side passage and charge toward us. Not only am I unafraid, I excitedly leap forward shouting, wow, I absolutely love giant rat meat. In quick succession, I easily dispatch the charging giant rats. While killing them, I don't forget to take a piece of rat meat. I look drooling with appetite. The most delicious rat hind leg meat. Taking it, I open my mouth to bite the rat. I will thoroughly enjoy such delicacy. Jian expresses in horror, hey, you maniac, why would you eat that thing? Just as I'm about to bite the rat meat, a flying rock knocks it from my hand, leaving me completely dazed. The third boss, Kaya, suddenly appears nearby, possessing tentacle-like arms and powerful regeneration abilities. Jian exclaims in surprise, why are there two monsters? Do-hyuk, run quickly. Even viewers can't believe it. This isn't even the boss room. Why did it appear so early? Did the difficulty adjusting? AI malfunction? By the way, in this critical moment, what is Do-hyuk doing? The monster maintains its original stance, staring at me with an innocent expression. I feel utterly speechless. I drop to my knees with a thud and shout, ah, my rat meat. I finally get to eat junk food and I was so looking forward to it. With tears in my eyes, I turn around and shout, you two bastards, how dare you interrupt my rat meat feast? I'll never forgive you. The viewers are commenting, so he's angry because he didn't get to eat rat meat? Maybe Do-hyuk was special forces? One monster rushes forward and throws a punch at me. I step back and easily dodge the attack. Jian watches this scene and complains, this is ridiculous. Why do we keep encountering bug-like situations since the game started? Black Oak frantically types to explain the rules. It's because of realistic mode. The initial difficulty is determined by the player's ability values, and Do-hyuk's ability values have far exceeded this game's maximum tier. Black Oak donates 1,000 Korean won, saying, that's why this situation is happening. The moment Black Oak finishes speaking, a monster punches me into the wall. A viewer comments, and this time two identical bosses appeared. With so many tentacles, Do-hyuk's two axes can hardly match their 12 arms. The monster launches a tentacle thrust attack. I dodge while saying, doesn't matter. Just don't let me catch an opening. I'll chop off your tentacles one by one and make teppanyaki out of them. During a gap in the tentacle attacks, I swing my dual axes and instantly sever several of its tentacles. I say, finally starting to feel like a real fight. A viewer reminds me, don't let your guard down. However, the severed tentacles instantly regrow on the monster's body. Viewers observe this and comment, it has incredible regeneration ability, so minor wounds like these heal quickly. In an instant, the monster puffs up its cheeks. A viewer warns, if it feels it's at a disadvantage, it will release poison gas from its mouth to kill all living things in the area. This damned thing. The poison gas instantly envelops us. Jian warns me, we're poisoned. We have 10 minutes before we're completely killed by the poison. Viewers watch as I continue dodging and looking for opportunities to attack Caius despite being poisoned. They express admiration. It has incredible regeneration ability. The chances of defeating it are extremely slim. I leap with both legs, and with just one axe swing I sever Caius's right arm. Since you have regeneration ability, I'll chop off your limbs piece by piece so you can't regenerate. With my next strike, I seize the opportunity and decapitate Caius. I think to myself, this time your head is gone. You surely can't regenerate from this. However, reality slaps back quickly. The next second, Caius's head and severed limbs are regenerating at a visible speed. It gestures wildly, indicating it cannot be killed. The faster you cut, the faster I recover. In the end, you'll only be poisoned to death here. Jian watches helplessly, standing there at a loss. How can we possibly possibly kill it? If it can revive even after being beheaded, what method can kill it? A viewer reminds us, you must crush its heart to stop its regeneration. Caius reveals a ferocious expression, spreading its tentacles and charging toward us. I raise my dual axes and rush forward, saying, so the heart is this creature's weakness? While blocking its tentacle attacks, I make my way toward its heart. I gather strength in my leg and kick its jaw. It loses balance and falls straight backward. As it falls backward, I seize the moment and cleave open its chest with one axe strike. It crashes to the ground, and I step onto its chest. I grit my teeth and say, since the heart is your weakness, I'll tear open your chest and rip out your heart. The monster flails in pain, letting out agonized screams. The other monster sees me humiliating its companion this way. It immediately spreads its tentacles and thrusts toward me. I am still prying open this one's chest. Seeing the other one lunging at me, I have no choice but to dodge. However, I simply dodge. There comes the sound of tentacles piercing flesh. Jian and the viewers speak simultaneously. What happened? What just occurred? It turns out I dodged the other monster's tentacle at the last possible moment. I had already calculated that when the tentacle was about 2.5 meters from me, I would dodge instantly. The monster's full force tentacle strike could not control its forward momentum, so instead of hitting me, it struck the heart of the monster lying on the ground. I slide backward out of the monster's attack range. At this moment, my mind operates like precision gears, complex calculations flowing through my thoughts like poetry. Numbers and logic bloom into rational brilliance at my fingertips. That calm and unhurried focus resembles moonlight falling into deep eyes, where wisdom and composure merge into an unspoken elegance in every gesture, as if even thinking itself has become a captivating performance. The monster sees how I have toyed with it and roars in fury. I do not care about anything else. I rush forward and strike directly at its forehead with my axe. Then I swing downward with full force. With a wet sound, I split the monster open and crush its heart. The monster then lies on the ground with its mouth wide open, dying with deep regret. The chat explodes with messages expressing admiration for me. Even Jian stands frozen in shock beside me. You're absolutely my hero. You're incredible. A system notification sounds, indicating successful completion. Jian instantly glows with brilliant golden light and says, everyone, after witnessing such an amazing battle, don't you want to donate something? The stream is flooded with more than a dozen donation notifications. Seeing the viewers' enthusiasm, Jian immediately expresses gratitude. Thank you all for your trust. I'll use the donations to have a good meat meal with my brother, I exclaim beside her. That's all money? How much did they donate today? Then Jian turns to me and asks, what should we do next? Should we keep playing? I respond, we've been streaming for 8 hours today. Let's call it here for today. The chat erupts. Only 8 hours and you're ending the stream? You should stream at least 18 hours. Are you abandoning us? I point to my head and say, I can barely concentrate anymore, and this is my first time playing VR games, so I'm a bit dizzy. Viewers reluctantly respond, can't be helped then. We hope you stream longer next time. I wave at Jian and say, got it, friend. Next time I'll take down all the remaining monsters. Goodbye to all my dear fans. At the end, viewers comment, what did we just witness? Did we just see the birth of a legendary figure? Black Oak, what do you think? The scene shifts to Black Oak's side. Black Oak sighs and says, exactly. Who is this person really? Viewers in his stream comment, we don't know either. He seems like a madman. Black Oak exclaims in amazement, if he can display such astonishing skill and it kills too, how powerful must he be in other games? If that person plays other games, he should be very strong, right? No, he will definitely be incredibly strong. Black Oak stands up and grits his teeth. Forget it. There's no time to think about this now. I need to get him on my side. Inside the villa, Jian excitedly asks me, you were absolutely incredible. How did you do that? Jian waves a frying pan around. It's like you grew up wielding dual axes. You just went swoosh swoosh twice and easily took down the boss. I respond in exasperation, hey you brat, put down the frying pan. You're about to hit me. This is exactly why you can't get a boyfriend. Jian becomes furious at my words. What are you talking about, old man? I've dated many times. I'm a very sought after type. I respond, single since birth after me. Imaginary relationships don't count as real dating. Jian changes to a calmer tone. By the way, how did you pull off those moves? You look like a drug-fueled maniac. I reply casually, I just tried things randomly and it worked. Jian responds helplessly, natural talent like yours really makes people lose their appetite. Jian sighs. That makes sense. After all, you've had incredible athletic ability since childhood. If it weren't for what that woman said when you were young, you might have just been an ordinary person, where even exercise would be a luxury. The fortune teller said you would save the world in the future, that you must be cultivated from now on, and that the world would depend on you. Mom and dad believed this completely. Even you couldn't believe you would save the world back then, so they turned a deaf ear to the school PE teacher's advice. The PE teacher came to our home and advised, ma'am, Do-Yuk is not cut out for academics. He has world-class athletic ability. But our parents refused to listen and practically dragged the teacher out. Mom angrily said, our Do-Yuk is going to become the nation's secretary general. How dare you say such things to him? He will never pursue sports but will pursue academics. Jian continues, if they had listened to the teacher's advice back then, perhaps you would have already won Olympic gold, and mom and dad would be living in regret every day. Jian also feels helpless. Anyway, things are what they are now. How about you officially start streaming? Upon hearing this, I point to myself. You want me to stream? Do you think I can do it? Jian holds up her phone. You saw the viewers' reactions today, right? As long as you perform excellently like today, even if you don't talk and just stream gameplay, you'll gain considerable popularity. Hearing this, I think to myself, indeed, I have not felt that kind of tension in a long time. Before my rebirth, I lived with combat as my constant companion for over 10 years. Facing alien races, I had to throw myself into battles where either they died or I died. That version of me now only does unstimulating things day after day, working as manual labor on construction sites. I have reached the point where life feels utterly uninteresting, boring to the point of death. In the virtual world, I can fight as I did in real life. This has truly transformed my utterly boring existence and brought me tremendous satisfaction. I chuckle softly. However, I'm not longing for the past. It's the decades of combat instinct that allow me to derive great pleasure from gaming. Jian's eyes light up. Have you decided? Then it's settled. I respond, I still need to pay off debts, so I need to think about it more. Jian scolds me, oh you fool, if you need to pay off debts, you should definitely do game stream. streaming. From today's single game session, with the donations plus the payment for completing Black Oak's challenge, you can make over 3 million Korean won. I opened my mouth in shock. 3 million won? Making that much in one day? Doesn't that mean I can pay off my debts quickly? Ji-an enjoys this moment. So you better perform well from now on, understand? By the way, do you have money to buy a gaming pod? I say ingratiatingly, well, I believe in your financial capability. You can definitely help me buy a gaming pod. Ji-an responds proudly, very good. Since you're being so sensible, I'm very happy today. I'll reluctantly just give you one directly. I clap enthusiastically. Wow, that's so cool, milky skin Ji-an. Ji-an says, all right then, let's go buy the equipment now. As soon as she finishes speaking, a text message appears on Ji-an's phone. Ji-an shouts in shock, come look at this quickly. I also respond nervously, what happened? Are the gaming pods sold out? Ji-an points at her phone. No, Black Oak sent me a text message. I respond, the person who first unlocked the hidden route and it kills 2? Ji-an nods. Yes, that's him. The famous game streamer Black Oak is inviting you to do a collab stream. Isn't that impressive? I suddenly startle. He wants me to collab with him? That's a bit too sudden. I respond reluctantly, I don't want to go. I'd rather die than go. Ji-an also scolds, why not, old man? Do you know how famous this streamer is? Just one collaboration with him and your stream viewership will skyrocket instantly. I tremble and respond, shut up. Are you using the gaming pod as an excuse to force me to have sex with a man? I respect his preferences, but I like women. I'm not gay. I cover my face in anguish. You're actually selling my chastity for ratings, you terrible woman. Ji-an grits her teeth, for crying out loud. Maybe I should just stab you. Early the next morning, the gaming pod Ji-an purchased arrives and is already installed in the room. My handsome face has been beaten black and blue by Ji-an. You brat, who knew that collab stream meant collaboration stream? I enter the room and close the door. Since I've decided to become a game streamer, let's officially begin. This is a premium gaming pod that Ji-an bought for me using her credit card with 12-month installments. Ji-an said, this equipment is essential for streaming. With all the convenient features configured, it actually costs 20 million Korean won. I sit inside the gaming pod. Although she's been noisy since childhood, she actually has a very soft heart. Don't worry, Ji-an. Once I make big money streaming, I'll definitely pay off all your debts and buy you lots of gifts. I shout loudly, VR activate. I then arrive at a selection interface. The system prompts, please select the game you want to play. I look at the games in the interface. This time I won't choose realistic mode. Let me try game mode. If I choose a game in game mode that allows me to display abilities close to superhuman level, perhaps it can satisfy the battle desire I didn't fully experience in. It kills 2. After browsing for a while, I find many interesting games, but all the good-looking ones cost no less than $200. This leaves me speechless. I have no money. I'll just choose from the cheapest games. I suddenly discover a decent game that's also affordable. This is the fighting game I played as a child. It really is that game, Ultimate Fighter. I am overjoyed. It really is that game, Ultimate Fighter. It actually has a VR version. This superhuman fighting game is my childhood memory, and it only costs $20. I can't resist. I must buy it. A notification sounds. Ultimate Fighter purchased. Connecting you to the game lobby. Please enter your player name. I clench my fist. I need a name? Then I might as well use my old nickname. It will be is that it. Next, I clench my fist and punch the ground with force. Let me check my physical condition. Using explosive punch, I blast a large crater in the ground. The crater contains countless tiny fissures, and powerful shockwaves scatter in all directions. I use a combo technique next. With each move I execute after images appear on the ground. The combo is so fast that even the game's high-definition slow motion can barely capture my after images. Next, I fully execute Wolfang. My eyes flash with cold light as I swing my arm downward with force. With a boom, the slashing strike from my arm hits the stone pillar in front of me, and the entire training room shakes. I exhale. Is this the maximum ability value in game mode? I clench my fist. Although this level isn't enough to be called superhuman like before, it has already exceeded human limits. I think to myself, this should be the maximum that ordinary people can adapt to. If it were any faster, ordinary people's cognitive abilities would be unable to adapt to that speed. I look up. Good. Since warm-up is complete, let's begin actual combat. System, match me for a ranked game. A notification sounds. The system informs me, you don't meet the required level to join ranked games. Only then do I remember. Insufficient level prevents ranked game participation. Can't be helped. Search for the open lobby then. While the system searches for the open lobby, I'll use this time to select my game character. Meanwhile, in a certain room, a swordmaster easily defeats a challenger. The swordmaster uses only the simplest draw slash to knock out the opponent. This is swordmaster Shalong, the sword princess. Someone in the stream asks who she is and why she's so skilled. Shalong sees this comment and pauses for a moment. A male fan of Shalong donates and says, are you just starting to play Ultimate Fighter? You don't know the sword princess? This is the famous game Ultimate Fighter that once hosted world championships. Back then, the sword-wielding girl reached the upper circle of Ultimate Fighter's elite under the name Sword Princess. Shalong responds modestly, hee, no need to say more. I haven't played Ultimate Fighter in a long time, so it's normal that some people don't know me. She also comments, besides, recently in fighting games, Tekken is more popular than Ultimate Fighter. A viewer responds, that's true. Recently, Ultimate Fighter players have been gradually moving to that game, Shalong says proudly. After playing Ultimate Fighter again after so long, I need to quickly match with the next opponent, she calls the system. Xiaodian, search for game rooms with similar ranking to mine. However, the system responds, searching for matching rooms. Match complete. You need to wait at least 9 minutes, Shalong asks. 9 minutes is too long. How long for the next game? The system responds, 12 minutes required. Shalong touches her head. What should I do? This completely disrupts my streaming schedule. Spider Girl donates and says, how about an open lobby mission? Shalong sees the comment and responds, go to the open lobby. That might not match well. Spider Girl donates and sets a challenge. Achieve 5 consecutive wins in the open lobby. Shalong's face darkens. What? 5 consecutive wins? Achieving 5 straight wins in the open lobby is quite difficult. How about we lower the requirements slightly? A viewer also pleads, with Ultimate Fighter's declining popularity, many veteran players go to the open lobby, so it feels like a hellhole. Once someone starts, others follow. Other viewers comment, exactly. Now all kinds of experts demolish newbies. It's quite entertaining. The open lobby now are a slaughterhouse for new players. I remember the Sword Princess encountered a super expert there before and got completely destroyed. That person was Beitagu. Shalong sees this comment and becomes annoyed. Damn it, I only lost to him last time because I didn't choose my recently practiced character. Beitagu chose his best character back then. The next moment, Shalong switches to a different character. Seeker Idel. Shalong reveals an evil smirk. This time, I'll use a character I'm not good with and show you what a rookie slaughter machine looks like. As soon as she finishes speaking, Shalong has the system create a open lobby named 1 versus 1 duel. Rookies among rookies enter. Viewers see this operation and comment, "You're truly a demon. Is this veteran player tyranny?" Veteran player begins rookie massacre. The next moment, the room is created and both sides stand at different positions on the map. This is the classic volcano map in Ultimate Fighter. This opponent is martial artist Hawken, whose hands emit black dragon flame. Upon entering the room, he assumes an attack stance. Shalong commentates, Hawken's skill activation commands are simple. He's a character who can win through his inherent characteristics. Easy to operate and very useful, so in Ultimate Fighter, his popularity ranks in the top 3. With a fierce shout, Hawken leaves his current position. He charges directly at Shalong with black dragon flame in hand. Shalong cannot help but remark he's using the martial artist's signature charge technique. Hawken uses a skill called Black Rock Strike, hitting Shalong's current position, but Shalong easily dodges with a backstep. Shalong uses footwork force to scrape the ground, canceling the backward slide. Martial artists excel at close combat while I'm a mage, so in our duel, first create distance to prevent attrition, then cast long-range attack magic. Shalong charges up attack magic. Hawken sees the scene and freezes in place at a loss. Hawken knows that when unable to dodge, he can only raise both arms in front of him to block this magic attack. On Shalong's side, the charge magic is now complete. She says, "Go, magic attack!" However, the plot takes a twist. What hits Hawken is not a magic attack but a physical attack. Unexpectedly, instead of launching the charged attack magic, Shalong throws the charged staff itself and it precisely strikes Hawken's head. Hawken shouts in disbelief, "You're not following conventional tactics." Hawken curses, for crying out loud, "That's not magic attack. That's clearly just hitting people with a staff." Shalong pays no attention to his complaints. She flashes forward, appearing in front of him and firmly gripping his arm. Then Shalong uses a grappling move, the over-shoulder throw, lifting Hawken into the air. Then, using both waist and arm strength simultaneously, she slams him hard onto the ground. Then Shalong grips her staff tightly. She smirks wickedly. "This is just the prelude. I prepare to cast the next spell." It turns out the previous charge wasn't complete but requires more time to activate. The next moment, a massive fireball rapidly descends from the sky. At this moment, Shalong reveals a villain's smile. Kikike. Hawken sees the fireball hurtling toward him and is already frozen in shock. He turns to dodge this attack, scrambling desperately and choking out, "This is too much. First physical damage, then magic annihilation. You're too devious, woman." Shalong waves her hand. "Take care, Platinum player. I hope in your next life you become a veteran player." Hawken says unwillingly, "You damn veteran players, go to hell." Just as he finishes speaking, the fireball strikes him, and he burns to nothing in the scorching heat. Shalong also sighs in relief. "Fortunately, I didn't encounter a very strong opponent just now." Shalong's lips curl up. "To complete the 5-win streak challenge quickly, let's speed things up." System Xiaodian, match the next opponent. The next moment, a golden light descends opposite Shalong. System Xiaodian says, "Your next opponent has been matched. Good luck." I also arrive at this battle arena using a character named Steve. Viewers see me and complain, "Is this person crazy? Using Steve, the character only newbies use? What is he thinking?" And he's even blocked his player information. My hopping around also leaves Shalong and her stream viewers puzzled. Is he warming up right now? In my opinion, this person is a complete idiot, preparing to smash through the arena floor. Jumping twice isn't enough for me. I also continuously tap the ground with my hand. Shalong, waiting on the side, feels utterly speechless. Viewers comment, watching his actions, "I feel like he's never played Ultimate Fighter before." I kneel on the ground looking at the lava in front of me, very excited. Shalong watches me acting so foolish and wonders, he looks like a complete beginner. Can I really bully this kind of newbie? Viewers also take pity on me. Are you really going to fight this kind of newbie? Shouldn't you protect them? No violence allowed. Shalong wears a wicked smile. I also want to protect newbies, but I must complete my challenge. But I didn't expect to match with this kind of newbie. I'm truly fortunate. Viewers comment, "You really look like a villain. Your room specifically allows only rookies among rookies, and you dare say this? Have some shame." Shalong raises her staff high. "No matter what you say, I'm starting the game now." Viewers continue pleading, "Please go easy on them. The newbie is going to cry." I see there are 2 seconds left before the battle begins. I no longer wear that foolish expression but turn around seriously to face my opponent Shalong. With 1 second remaining, I stomp my foot hard on the ground. The game officially begins. I burst forward toward Shalong. Viewers commentate on the side, "This is the charge technique all newbies use." Shalong dodges my attack, feeling smug. I can easily dodge even Hawken's charge technique, let alone yours, you mere newbie. As soon as she finishes speaking, my missed punch transforms into an open palm supporting on the ground. Then I roll forward and arrive in front of Shalong. My left hand clenches into a fist again. However, reality slaps back too quickly. Shalong wants to speak, but I punch her delicate face, and her words get stuck in her throat. I give her no chance to catch her breath. I immediately launch a combo, all 18 strikes of Descending Dragon, 18 strikes landing on Shalong's face. In just 2.5 minutes, Shalong lies on the ground like a dead dog, beaten down by my punches, coughing blood and unable to rise. I win the first round. I say casually, "This game is decent. The feel is pretty good." The second round begins. The newly revived Shalong looks utterly confused, as if the previous experience was all a dream. Then she points at me and says, "Wait, you, that sneak attack doesn't count. Let's go again." Viewers on the side comment, "The streamer got destroyed by a newbie." Streamer, please correct your attitude. You're so despicable. Where did the newbie sneak attack? Shalong immediately explains to stream viewers, "Everyone, this duel shouldn't have gone this way. It's all because I was too careless, which is why I lost to him, understand?" A viewer in the stream immediately responds, "Don't you remember what what you said after defeating opponents before? Someone donates and says, that's right. I remember you once said carelessness is also a form of ability. Shalang grits her teeth. How could that person be a newbie? He must be a veteran player in disguise. Didn't you all think he was a newbie too? Shalang directly switches to her main character. No more words. This time I'll use my Swordmaster swordsmanship and show you how I'll completely dominate him. Viewers comment she still switched to her specialty character. This is the character she used to earn the Sword Princess title when playing professionally. Someone donates and says after getting destroyed by a newbie, the streamer immediately switched her character to Shalang. How pathetic. This is followed by a flood of +1 comments. Seeing the viewers' comments, Shalang grits her teeth, feeling deeply humiliated. Shalang responds angrily, you haters shut up. As long as I take this seriously, I will definitely win. Shalang draws her sword. Everyone, I'm truly angry now. Just wish him well on his journey, because from now on I will seriously duel with him. The highest rank in Ultimate Fighter is Above and Beyond. Obviously this person is clearly not at that level. His level is at most between Diamond and Master. Above and Beyond is the highest tier in this game. There are only 100% Above and Beyond players including me. His fighting style doesn't look like this game's style. He must be a high-ranked player from other games who came to play Ultimate Fighter. When the countdown reaches 1 second, Shalang stomps hard on the ground and says, next, I'll show you. The duel begins. With a swoosh, Shalang bursts directly in front of me and says, let me show you the operation level that only Ultimate Fighter Above and Beyond players possess. Her sword emits a sharp cold light, as if with one sword strike, even the scorching heat of the surrounding lava drops a few degrees. However, I easily dodge it. I clench my fist and exert force towards Shalang. Shalang also refuses to back down. She swings her sword to block and says, this time I won't be defeated easily. However, I easily lock her sword-swinging hand firmly in place. Then I charge up my left hand and strike toward her face again. Shalang senses this attack is formidable and reveals a fearful expression. Shalang still tries to speak as always. However, before she can speak, I punch her delicate face again. Then I continue using Descending Dragon 18 strikes with my bare hands, juggling her in the air. In another 2.5 minutes, Shalang lies at my feet with a bruised face, coughing blood. I win the second round completely. Viewers watching this scene comment, from now on, you're not called Sword Princess but Chicken Princess. The newly revived Shalang continues shouting, no, one more time. This time I'll definitely defeat you. After numerous attempts, she continues challenging immediately upon revival. After another series of my barehanded combos, Shalang falls at my feet with a bruised face after exactly 2.5 minutes, just like before. The difference this time is that she trembles slowly on the ground, indicating I have left a psychological shadow on her. I casually turn around and bump my fists together, exhaling, easily achieved 5 consecutive wins. I also reflect, in the first round, that character with the staff was easy to deal with. However, in the final rounds, that sword-wielding character who could use strange skills was somewhat challenging. I actually wanted to use superpowers, which is why I chose game mode. However, when the game started, I habitually skipped the tutorial, so I could not use any skills and could only fight barehanded. I clenched my fist. Although I tried to release skills as I used to channel magic power, there was no response whatsoever. I really want to experience the feeling of having superpowers again. Next time I must watch the tutorial. Only then do I realize the revived character is still the same girl I fought earlier. I cannot help but ask, it's you again. You fought quite well just now. What tier are you? Shalang points at me and starts cursing, but the system blocks her profanity, so she is muted by the system and cannot speak at all. I wonder aloud, what are you saying? Why can't I hear you? Smart as I am, I immediately think, did she turn off the in-game player communication voice because she wants a more immersive gaming experience? If so, she probably cannot hear me speak either. However, on Shalang's side, she not only hears me but is also extremely furious, drawing her sword and wanting to fight me to the death. At this moment, notifications frantically appear above my head, showing that I have received player revenge requests one after another. This greatly surprises me. What should I do about this? It seems I should log off and start fleeing. I turn around and say, I'm leaving now. Have a pleasant game, miss. I should quickly exit the game and learn how to activate skills. Shalang hears that I am leaving and becomes very angry, opening her mouth to speak, but she still cannot speak. I chuckle softly. What has she been saying? Looking at her lip movements, is she seeking revenge on me later? Somewhat interesting. So you want to add me as a friend and ask for my username? I put my hands on my hips, lift my head and chest and answer, is that it? Remember this well. Do not forget it. These words make Shalang tremble all over. I am also very thoughtful and worry she cannot hear me speak, so I type the username as that it dozens of times in the chat channel. Shalang sees what I typed in the chat channel and opens her mouth wide. These words sound as if she is not worthy of knowing my name, because I never said the word username from beginning to end. What she heard was simply, is that it? Shalang seems to have been critically hit 10,000 times. The insult is extremely strong. She roars unwillingly. She sees that I have already exited the game. She drops to her knees with a thud and roars, I will definitely find you. I will have my revenge.